Hello everybody and welcome to this PD on demand session for instructional videos and flipped learning with Prezi Video. My name is Dan Neeson. I'm the Technology Integration Specialist at Neonet. Here's my email, dneeson@neonet.org. So if you have any questions after watching this session, feel free to reach out. Email is the best way to get a hold of me, so feel free to shoot me an email. All right, so let's go ahead and jump into Prezi Video. So of course, instructional videos are something that have kind of been around for a long time, and sometimes it's difficult for teachers to find a tool that's useful and doesn't limit you in certain ways. And Prezi Video is a really good option to use. And so of course, teachers can use Prezi Video here to make instructional videos or do some flipped learning. We'll talk about both those things here today, as well as the ins and outs of how to use Prezi Video. All right, so with that said, let's go ahead and jump in. Oh, last thing here, of course, you can get the slideshow for yourself at the short link you see at the top of the screen here, bit.ly/NEO lowercase Prezi. And that will get you the whole slideshow for today. All right, so let's go ahead and look at our to-do list for today. So we'll start off by looking at what is Prezi Video. Then we'll start going into the desktop app. We'll go into creating and importing content. Then we'll go into the steps of how we actually record, what we do with our recorded videos, and then we'll also kind of talk about some flipping a lesson with Prezi Video. All right, so first thing, of course, is what is Prezi Video? So if you have the slideshow pulled up for yourself, this link here will take you over to Prezi's website, just where they explain what Prezi Video is. And essentially what it does is it's kind of an engaging way to make instructional videos where you can have a video of yourself along with a slide deck or any sort of information. It'll pop up on screen as you say it. And as we're going to see, there's a bunch of different templates, and I'll actually show you a few different examples that people put up on Prezi's website. And again, that link is on the slideshow for you as well. And so we'll just kind of scroll through here. I'll just kind of pick one here. And so maybe I'll go into this one here, this teacher introduction video.
Hola, bienvenidos a la clase de Español 1. Me llamo Señor Marble.
Okay. And so from this video, you can see how, as he's talking, I'll keep playing it here. As he's talking, the graphics on the side of the screen here keep kind of moving as he talks. And so this is essentially kind of the gist of how this works. And this is an engaging way to have some instructional material show up on your screen as you talk. Having an instructional video where it's only a slideshow or it's only you, there's things that are just going to be lost there. Having a video including yourself as the teacher and your instructional content and being able to flip between it as you go is a real big benefit for kids as they watch these videos. Okay, so again, in this video here, this teacher is talking about the setup for his class and all that sort of things. All right, so he has a kind of a welcoming video. And I'll go back here, and we'll just pick up one more here. So maybe we'll do another welcome video here. We'll just do this one as another example. And so this is another teacher. So again, she is introducing herself to her class, and you can see she's flipping between her slides and introducing each topic to students as we go. So that's kind of a quick little preview of what a finished product can look like. And as we go, we're going to basically build these things for ourselves. So there are a couple of different versions of Prezi Video, of Prezi in general, that you can get. For our purposes, we're going to just focus on the free version, and we're going to focus on the desktop app. Okay, so for this, you're going to need to either have a Mac or a Windows PC to do the desktop app. There is an online version that you can do, like if you only have a Chromebook, you can do that as well. But for our purposes today, we're just going to focus on the desktop app. Main reason is it gives you more features than what you get for free with the web-based version. Okay, so for me, myself, I'm on the Mac version here. So I have the link here on this slide for you. and this will take you over to the install page. So it is a program you download to your computer, and they have all the links for you here, so that you can see your requirements for your computer. And then if you're ready, you can download it on the download page over here. Okay, and you just install it like any other program. Okay, I already have it installed for myself. I'll pull it up for us real quick here. So here it is. This is what Prezi Video looks like. And again, we'll kind of come back and forth to this screen a few more times today. But this is just what it looks like from here. All right. So again, this link, this picture is a link as well. So I recommend if you're gonna use Prezi Video, at least in the free version, you'll probably want to use the desktop app. From what I've seen, that one's kind of the best one to go with. All right. So with that said, let's do a little overview of what of all the main kind of features in Prezi Video. So first thing here, over on the left-hand side, we have our slide deck. And this is just like a slide deck over in PowerPoint or Google Slides. Each one of your slides is just like a PowerPoint or Google slide. So you can put in some text, some pictures, whatever you want. You can even import a PowerPoint or a Google slideshow over into Prezi. In the middle part of the page here, in the middle part of the page here, we have the preview window. This is the window that, of course, is showing you what is going to be recorded. Below that, we have is where we can select our view. So we can pick, if you kind of look closely here, we can pick between just the webcam view, do a split view where we have our webcam and our content, or do a full content view. We can even share our screen as well. And then finally, over on the right-hand side, this is where we can put in our content and our template styles. We'll focus on the templates first. And so when you go into the template section over on the right-hand side, this is where there's a pretty good number of these pre-built templates that are just different styles for when you're putting in your content. So you don't have to mess with any formatting when you're putting a video together. Now the content section, this is where you're going to add images, text, or you can even import whole slideshows. So with that said, let's go ahead and actually take a peek at how to add some content and actually change up our screens. All right, so let me go to this here. And so what we'll do is we'll kind of change up our templates first. So over on the right-hand side, of course, under this template section, there's a pretty good number of these different templates. As you can see, I'm scrolling down. There's a bunch of different ones you can pick. Whichever one you like, whatever one kind of tickles your fancy the most, you can use. And once you pick one that you like, then we can go to the content section up here, and we can start adding slides. And again, this works just like a regular slideshow. We can put in content for each individual slide. And this could be content that we're just making right now as we go, or again, you can import content from a Google slide or a PowerPoint. And so this little section right down here is where it says add visuals. Let me try to make this a little bit bigger here so it's a little bit easier to see. Let me try to stretch that out a little bit. There's a couple of buttons in here where we can upload an item from a PowerPoint rather from our computer. Right next to it, we have Google Slides. It's kind of shrunken down for some reason here, but this will open up a Google Drive picker where we can go pick whatever Google slideshow we want that's sitting in our Google Drive. And then, let me go back here, then once we do that, it'll be imported over here on the left-hand side. We can see the slide deck that I have sitting here already is already uploaded. And as I go and put in my, or jump from slide to slide, we'll see the different slides pop up. I can click on the slides themselves over on the left-hand side on the deck, or I can just click on the arrows over here on the side. As I'm going, I can change the view whenever I want. Down here at the bottom of the screen, I can just go to full screen webcam. I can go to the split view, or I can do the full screen content view. Okay. You can also do share screen, and this works just as you would like share your screen in like Google Meet or in Zoom. It's the exact same idea. You're just sharing your screen. So I could even pick a window if I wanted to do that. And so maybe I'll pick my Chrome window here. Let me shrink that down. And so whatever pages I go to, here, let me kind of move this over to the side here. And so whatever pages I go to, so if I have, you know, our slideshow pulled up here, I can have this the slideshow open up here on the screen. And maybe I want to go into you know, the webcam mode, flip back between, and just move through whatever content I'm doing in my web browser as well. So you can really do it in whatever kind of configuration that you like. Okay, so you don't even have to necessarily import a Google slide or a PowerPoint into Prezi Video. If you'd like, you can just share your screen, have your slideshow up just like normal, as you normally would just in your browser or in that PowerPoint window, and then just share that window in Prezi Video, and you're good to go from there. All right, a few other things I'll talk about here. As for the built-in content, there are, again, a bunch of visuals that you can do from this little bar here. Again, I'm not sure what's kind of shrunken down here, but you can add in a bunch of pictures that they give you, like license-free images that you can use. You can pull in GIFs and stickers and all this cool stuff. And for each of these slides, you just simply type into this content page here. So maybe I'll just put, you know, my name in here, and that's our first slide. And so as I'm going, here we go, then I can put in my different views, go from slide to slide, put in whatever content I'd like, and if I'm ready, I can just make another slide, put in our next thing here. So today we'll talk about, you know, whatever. Okay. Again, I don't have to do any of this formatting that you see show up here on screen. That's all dependent on the template that I pick. So if I don't want this purple one, maybe I want to do this yellow one down here. I can absolutely flip right between them. The only thing I have to do is pick a template and put in whatever content I'd like. All right, and maybe I'll do another slide here, and maybe for this one, maybe I'll search for an image, and I'll do map of Europe. Okay, maybe I'll put in a picture of a map here. Okay, so I can put in pretty much whatever I want on screen. All right, and again, as I'm recording, I can flip between the images as a full screen thing, or just show just myself. So it's a really good way to kind of emphasize the things that you're talking about as you go. Okay, and again, it's kind of a fun thing to do, honestly. You can put these things together pretty easily. It's a very user-friendly type of tool. And of course, you can kind of explore around and put whatever content you want into your Prezi videos. All right, so with that said, let's go ahead and let me come back here. And so now let's go ahead and jump into doing Prezi Video with a video conference. So this is kind of a cool extra thing that you can do with your with that desktop app. So this is something that you'll have to have the desktop app for. But this is a great thing to add to if you're doing some hybrid learning or or completely remote learning. You can send the feed from Prezi Video right to Google Meet or right to Zoom. All right, so let's take a look at how to do that. So, like I said, you can use the feed from Prezi Video in place of your webcam in a video conference. So in Google Meet, we'll start there. You can join a meeting, go into settings, and then we're going to change our video source from the webcam that we normally use. So like right now I have my webcam up here. And instead of using my webcam, as long as I have the Prezi Video desktop app installed and I have it open, there should be an option that comes up that's called Prezi Video Virtual Camera. So let's go take a look at how this works. So I'm going to just jump into a brand new Google Meet here. And I'll just start an instant meeting. Okay. And of course, like normal, I have my picture up here of myself. And so what I can do is I'm going to go into our settings. So we'll go to the three dots and then go into settings. And we're going to go into video. And under camera, again, originally I have my webcam. I'm using a MacBook, so it's called a FaceTime HD camera. Again, it might be something called something different if you have a different kind of computer. But notice the second option here, Prezi Video Virtual Camera. And hey, just like that, my virtual camera is now replaced the background, or actually the video rather, of my webcam in Prezi Video. Or I'm sorry, in Google Meet. So let me show you this here. One other thing I'll mention real quick is, again, as you are changing slides, this is going to be changing it as you go. Here, let me do this. Let me put this over to the side here. As you change slides, this is going to be changing in real time in your Google Meet. So whatever pictures or slides or whatever things that I do here in Google Meet, or I'm sorry, in Prezi Video, are going to be reflected over here in Google Meet. All right. You may notice, of course, that it flips the video here for me in Google Meet. Just so you know, it does this for everybody. You're going to see it flipped in this view right here. But let me assure you, the people that actually join your Google Meet, they see it the correct way. For us, for some reason, Google mirrors the image, but for us, for the people that actually attend our meeting, it doesn't make it. It'll be totally fine. Okay. All right. So let me jump back over here. So back over here, we talked about Google Meet so far. If you are a Zoom user, you can do the exact same thing. So in Zoom, we'll just join a meeting just like normal, and we'll click the little arrow next to our Start Video button, and we'll select Prezi Video Virtual Camera. So let me go ahead and just boot up a Zoom meeting. Okay, and I'll just make a new meeting. And ignore my green background here. And I'm gonna go to the little arrow at the bottom right next to start or stop video. And again, we're gonna go into select a camera, and hey, there's my Prezi Video Virtual Camera again. Okay, and just like that, I have that camera. Now again, I have to get rid of my my virtual background, so let me go ahead and turn that off. There we go. That helps to turn that off for sure. But anyway, so just like that, I can now have my Zoom window showing my Prezi video. Okay, so again, I can use this slideshow and just use this to jump back and forth between my slides. So there we go. There's my next slide, and this is all just a live feed coming right from that Prezi video. Okay, so whatever stuff I'm interacting with, I can, of course, jump from slide to slide, make whatever points I need to make. I can even change the templates if I like. So if I want to change up the color scheme or whatever I'm doing, of course, I can do that whenever I'd like. Okay. And of course, I just have this slideshow about Google Classroom, a training that I do. But of course, imagine you using any sort of slideshow that you already made, or you just built one right inside of Prezi Video. Okay, so just like that, those are two ways that you can do Prezi Video in place of your webcam for those video conference tools. All right. So next thing to look at here is, let me just mention this again real quick. Google Meet will flip the preview for you, but again, rest assured, the people that actually join your meeting, it will display correctly, but for you, it's going to be mirrored. So just another warning about that. All right, so next big thing to talk about here is how to do our actual recording. So far we talked about how to do Prezi Video in a video conference, which you could use to record as well, or if you're just recording that normally, you can do that. But if you want to make a pre-recorded instructional video, you can absolutely do that right inside of Prezi Video. So when we're ready, we'll just simply click on the record button at the bottom, and then we'll see our screen and the upcoming slides in the view switcher. Okay, you must click on the red record button to begin recording. So you kind of have to click record twice for it to actually start, and it'll give you a countdown. Then you're actually recording. Okay, again, you're free to switch between views. So if you want to have the full screen slideshow up, if you want to have just your face on there, or if you want to have a mix of both, you can absolutely do that. Or you can even switch to screen sharing whenever you like. All right, so let's go ahead and actually do a little bit of recording. So I'm going to pull up my Prezi Video here. And so I'm going to go ahead and start a recording. So I'm going to go down to the bottom and click on record. And again, like I said, you kind of have to click record twice. From here, notice the timer isn't changing, so it's not recording yet. So just kind of be aware of that. So make sure you get the countdown, and you'll see your timer start to run when you're actually recording. All right. So with that said, let's go ahead and start. 3, 2, and 1. Hey, now we are recording. Here is our recorded Prezi video. My name is Mr. Neeson. In this lesson, we'll talk about blah, 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 and we can make our recording from here, right? And again, we can jump from slide to slide, change the view whenever we like, put in whatever pictures, all that good stuff, however we like to do it. Flip to full screen, jump from slide to slide. Again, if I want to go into sharing a screen, I can absolutely do that. Switch it whenever I'd like. So if I want to switch over to a different view or to a different page, again, I can absolutely do that whenever I want. All right. So once I'm done, of course, I'll click, if I have that screen sharing button, I'll have to stop screen sharing first. And then I can click the pause button here to pause the recording, which will allow me to kind of take a second, gather whatever changes I need to do, and then continue recording again from that same spot. Or if I'm completely done and ready to take this video and go put it out for kids to go watch, then I can simply hit done recording. Okay. From here, we could get to an editor. And so now, let me actually jump over here. After recording, well, of course, we'll simply click done. And the first thing is you can trim the beginning or end of the video. So if you're familiar with like Edpuzzle or how like YouTube, putting a YouTube video in a Google slide works, trimming works the same way here. You can chop off a part of the beginning or a part of the end. You can't really take out a piece in the middle, but you can take off pieces at the beginning or the end. Okay. After clicking the save and share, you can decide where to put your video. So you have a few options. Now, the two options are, one, you can upload them to your Prezi account. You can sign in or sign up for a Prezi account just using your school Google account or a personal account. You can absolutely do that. Again, this is our focus today is completely on the free version. So as of the time of this recording, everything that I'm showing you is in the free version that you can get right now. Okay, so again, you can record the video and go put it into your Prezi account, or you also have the option to take the video and just save it right to your computer. Now, if you upload to Prezi, you can make the video public or unlisted. It's almost kind of like a same kind of situation as YouTube. So it's hosted on Prezi's website, so you don't have to take up space on your Google Drive or on your computer. It's just completely on Prezi's website, and you can make the video available to people publicly, so anybody can watch it, or unlisted, which means people have to have the specific link to be able to get to that video. If you share through Prezi, just a couple of things here. If you upload your videos to Prezi, you can easily manage them. It's easy enough to do. There's not like a huge, tons of choices that you have to deal with. All you have to do is click, there's 3 dots next to a video, and then you can select share, and then you can change the sharing settings, whether, again, allowing it to be unlisted or publicly available to everybody. And there's even a nice share button that you can share the video directly to your Google Classroom, which is always nice. Okay, even lets you create folders to stay organized. So now let's go ahead and actually run through this where we save our video and go put it onto Prezi's site. All right, so I'm going to head over here. So here's my video I just made. I'm going to go ahead and click save and share. And here's, of course, our 2 choices. On the top, we have our option for saving it to Prezi's website, to your account, or saving it locally to your computer. For our first time here, let's do saving it to our Prezi account. I'm going to make this unlisted, and then I'm going to hit upload video. And I'll say, okay, that looks good. I'll say upload video. Okay, so as that uploads, of course, the shorter the video, the faster it'll upload. And once that's uploaded for us, it'll be, of course, stored right there on our Prezi account. And, of course, we can share it out with students, have these videos posted right into our Google Classroom, like I said, or whatever LMS that you use. So if you use Schoology or Canvas, you can, of course, can post the video over there, or blast out the video through email or through Remind, or whatever method you use for sending out links to students. Okay, and this will finish up for me here in just a second. And once it's done, we'll be able to go over to Prezi's site and go take a look at my video. All right, so it's all done. Let me head over to Prezi. And I'll make sure I'm logged in. Yep, there we go, I'm logged in. And so now, I'll scroll down just a little bit. I can see down the left-hand side, we have Prezi Video, Prezi Design, and Prezi Present. Of course, today we're just focusing on Prezi Video. But just like that, hey, here is our video. If I click on the little 3 dots, I can play it, reuse it, send it through video conferencing, add it to a folder, or share. The main one you'll probably worry about the most is share. So little 3 dots and then the share button. And from here, this is the page basically that people are going to see when you share it out, share the video out with your students. So again, you can set the video to be unlisted or public. And in most cases, you'll probably set it to unlisted, so only your students can get to it. And one of my favorite things, of course, is that I can share this right to my Google Classroom. As of right now, this is the only direct LMS integration. I'm not sure if in the future or not they're going to have other LMSs out there that you can send your video directly to. But in Google Classroom, of course, I can put this into whatever class I'd like. And I'll choose an action, and so maybe I'll just make a material out of it. And I'll select what class it goes to, what students are going to see it. Maybe I'll even put it under my class notes topic. And I'll go ahead and post it out for students to see. Okay, and of course, just like that, the video is there for my students to get to. And of course, I'll go and show you the student perspective real quick. So this is a student's account that we're looking at here. And I think this is the class. There we go. Here's the class notes. Here's our video. And here's this instructional video that my teacher left for me. All right. And of course, just like that, it's available for my students to get to. And this is a great way to do instructional videos. And of course, one of the best things about instructional videos is students can rewatch you. A lot of time in class, there's a student may daydream for a moment or get distracted by something, or they just need to hear something more than once. And creating instructional videos is a great way to help those kids gather up that content to be able to make sure that they're learning as much as they possibly can. All right, so with that said, let's now look at the other option for saving your videos. Oh, last thing, I'm sorry, before we do that, let me talk about just organizing in here real quick. As you can see down the left-hand side, we have a folder section, and I have 2 folders, one called Geography and one called U.S. History. Of course, we can do this. And we can set up multiple folders here just to stay organized, especially if we end up making a lot of videos. Again, with the desktop app, you can get in the free version, you can make as many videos as you want. So you can do this a bunch. And so you may have a lot of videos taking up space here. And so maybe I'll make a new folder and I'll call this, government. Okay. All the videos that you have here can be placed into multiple folders. And so if I want to take this video here that I just made, add to folder, and if I want to have it show up in my government and U.S. history folder, I can absolutely do that. Okay, and of course those will just be found right here under each of those folders. Okay, so just like that, I can have all these videos stored in one place, and of course easily accessible with our students if we just simply post these videos right into our Google Classrooms or whatever LMS that we use. All right, so now going back here again, if we decide to download our videos, if we don't want to put our videos onto Prezi's website, we of course have different options. If you choose to save your videos to your computer, then of course you can save them to your Google Drive. You can put them on YouTube. If you have OneDrive, you can put them on there. Any cloud storage that you want, or simply keep them physically on your computer. Just know that, of course, video files take up a lot of space usually, and Google Drive for education is now putting storage limits on how much space schools get. So be aware of that. And, of course, listen to your school administrators, and they may have certain guidelines for you for where to save your files if that's the case. All right. Of course, if you upload them to YouTube, you do have to create a YouTube channel, and of course, you want to make sure that YouTube is accessible by your students. But you get unlimited storage with YouTube. You can make as many videos as you want and put them all onto YouTube if you want to do that as well. Okay. And so, of course, that's how we can do those things. Let me show you that process real quick. So let me hop back in here. And so again, here's my video that I just did a little bit ago. And I'll still click save and share. And instead of doing the top option here for saving it to my Prezi account, I'll do save it locally. And there's a couple of things that you can do for optimizing for social media or mobile. It basically kind of changes like the screen kind of layout a little bit. The style is still the same, but it just kind of changes it a little bit so it's easier to watch, I suppose, on those different platforms. For the most case, you probably will just keep it on with its original size, since kids will probably most often be watching this on like Chromebooks or laptops. Even if they do watch it on a mobile device, it's easy enough for them to watch it and still have it be visible. Anyway, so there's my video. Save it to wherever I'd like. I'll just put it in my downloads folder, and hey, there we go. The save is now successful. And of course, I can then go put it wherever I like. So if I want to go put this into my Google Drive, I'll just simply do a file upload just like I normally do. There's my video. It does save it as an MP4, which is generally accepted as kind of the most standard kind of video file. And so just like that, I have my video file uploading right into my Google Drive. And then of course I can share it out with my students as I would share anything through Google Drive. Alternatively, again, I could go put it onto my YouTube channel. So here, I'll kind of use this YouTube channel that actually has people on it here. And so if I want to do a YouTube upload instead, of course, if I have a YouTube channel created, I'll click on the Create button up in the top right, and I'll do Upload Video. And there we go. Once that loads for me, we'll select File, and we'll upload this video in, and we'll put it right on YouTube, put whatever details in there, maybe put it into a playlist, whatever you do. So I wouldn't go out of my way if you don't already have a YouTube channel, because you have two other good options, putting it right onto Prezi's website or putting it into your Google Drive. If you already have a YouTube channel for your class, then yeah, absolutely upload it here. If you don't already have one, you probably wouldn't bother with it. All right, so let me hop back over here again. And now let's talk real quick about flipping a lesson with Prezi Video. So, of course, when we're talking about flipped instruction here, we need to make sure we're all on the same page. So far we kind of talked about doing Prezi Video for instructional videos, all right? And it's going to be the same exact idea here. We're still making the same video, basically. But instead of maybe showing it in class or just putting it on our Google Classroom for kids to kind of just watch it as they please, we do kind of more of a specific effort to have kids watch these videos as part of a flipped lesson. And so, of course, let's define a flipped learning real quick here. So flipped learning is where the traditional roles of homework and in-class activity are reversed. In other words, teacher-led instruction is done by students independently as homework. It's usually via video. And in-class time is used for application of ideas, practice, projects, collaboration, all that sort of stuff. So essentially the idea is, in a traditional classroom, right, the teacher lectures, the kids do some sort of application, extension activity as homework. In a flipped instruction, those are flipped. In the classroom, we're doing the extension activities together, doing projects, collaborative sort of things. And then as homework, students are watching the lecture video. Okay? And again, like we talked about earlier, one of the biggest benefits of doing that is kids can rewind the video. There's potentially fewer distractions happening outside of the classroom. It kind of depends, of course. But the fact that they can simply rewatch the video whenever they need, rewind, watch things over and again, it's a super helpful thing for kids to do. All right, so I have a quick little video for you guys, and then we'll come back together.
This is a classroom. The teacher stands at the front, and the students watch and listen. You'll recognize this because it's probably how you were taught, and how your parents were taught before you. But there are a lot of problems with this approach to teaching. You see, not all students learn at the same speed, so some get left behind. And while some students learn better by listening, others may learn better by doing. This means that teachers can't always do the best job they can. But there is another way. The flipped classroom addresses these problems and makes learning more personal. First, the teacher makes a video that delivers the content they'd usually teach in class. Then they share it online with students who can watch it before the next lesson. This leaves the teacher free to spend class time leading activities that help students apply the knowledge. Students can rewind and re-watch a video as many times as they like and come back to class with questions for the teacher. So keeping up with the class is no longer an issue. Students can access the video at any time using mobile devices, giving them the ability to learn more independently. Instead of sitting and listening, students can spend class time applying knowledge in more practical ways. And teachers are free to spend their time working with students and giving them individual support and attention. The flipped classroom model is already making a difference to students and teachers worldwide, so get involved. Discover more at flippedinstitute.org and become part of the movement.
All right, so again, that video I think does a really good job of explaining what the flipped classroom is. And of course, we can imagine creating that video piece with Prezi Video. An easy way, of course, like we saw, of doing some more engaging, visually engaging instructional videos. All right, a couple other things here before we wrap up. So here's a few kind of tips I'll talk about for flipping a lesson. The first thing, of course, is think about a lesson coming up that may benefit from being flipped. Not necessarily every lesson should be flipped. You don't have to, think about flipping an entire classroom. The great thing about it is you can flip a single lesson. You can do a whole unit, or you can do a whole class. It's very scalable in that way. And the big thing to also think about is thinking about your assessments or knowledge checks that you can pair with your videos. Not only just to simply ensure that kids are actually watching the video, but so that they're prepped and they're actually ready for the actual lesson, for the actual higher order activities that we're going to be doing in class together. Okay, so that could include a simple Google form quiz that we could pair with the Prezi video that we're doing. We could put Prezi video over into Edpuzzle if you're familiar with Edpuzzle. You can have an entrance ticket right at the beginning of class, just asking a question or two about the video from the night before. You could also put in a code word somewhere in your video that kind of serves as somewhat of an entrance ticket as well, that simply just verifies that students watched the video. The point is, you'll have ways to check that students are watching the video, and if you want to actually gather some data from it, see what they took away from the video, that's some good stuff that you can do. Of course, the next question, of course, is, okay, so what if a kid comes in and they haven't watched the video? Pretty simple. The kids that didn't watch the video will watch the video in class while the other kids are doing other things and actually getting help from the teacher. Okay? All right. One other bonus here before we wrap it up for today. Document cameras. So, of course, document cameras are a super wonderful thing. I don't have one with me, unfortunately, to show you. But we can use document cameras in conjunction with Prezi Video. Okay, and so imagine if we had maybe a slideshow pulled up or a demonstration pulled up, and I want to quickly flip over to using a document camera to show in real time, like a handwritten note, or simply doing a reading or something like that. We can absolutely do that. So all we have to do is we will have our, let me close out of this stuff here. We'll have our page up just like normal. And what we would do is we would simply go into share screen, and whatever program that you use for your document camera, just have it open, and you just open up that window, and that will open it up as one of your items here in Prezi Video. Okay, one tool that I recommend is a tool called IPEVO Visualizer. It's an app that you can get on any platform. I have the link here on slide 20 here for you. And this goes over to the download page. You can get it on Mac, Windows, Chrome, or even Linux. It's a free app to use. And essentially what you can do is you can use your document camera, and you can have the feed go through IP Evo Visualizer. And with those two programs open, IP Evo Visualizer and Prezi Video, with both of those things open, again, we go into share screen, find the window for IP Evo Visualizer, and share it, and just like that, it would be up here on the screen. Of course, this is just the one I'm actually showing is just the browser, but you would just simply share the actual app itself. Okay, so just like that, we would be able to use Prezi Video in conjunction with a document camera. And imagine you have your slideshow pulled up, you're mentioning your kind of important points, and then you can jump straight into a demonstration right from that same video without having to make multiple videos or anything like that. You can just jump from your like slideshow where we talk about the concept of whatever, and we can pull in a book or pull in just some graph paper or whatever it is to make that actual demonstration in real time. All right. So again, there is our to-do list. Again, if you would like to get the slideshow for today, it's at bit.ly/NEO Prezi. It is case sensitive, so bit.ly/uppercase NEO lowercase Prezi. And again, that will get you this slideshow. But there's our to-do list. We talked about what Prezi Video is. We got the desktop app for free. We looked at creating and importing content, and then we looked at recording, what to do with those recordings, those videos, where we can store them, how we can get them out to our students, and how to flip lessons with Prezi Video. All right. With that said, that will wrap up our session for today. Thanks so much for watching. My name's Dan Neeson. Again, there's my email, dneeson@neonet.org. There's a quick survey on this slide if you're so interested. Don't worry about that sign in here button. That would be only if I'm doing this session live with people. So you don't have to worry about the sign in here button. But if you want to do the survey, you can absolutely do that. All right. Again, thanks so much for watching, and have a great day.